All right, let's do it. Okay. Hey, guys. Welcome to another regular Wednesday night live stream. I have one of Australia's best boxing champions, and yes, she's a female, Arlene Angerfist Blencowe.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
No worries. I was really excited. I've actually been wanting you on for quite some time, but Dean always hogs you. So it's really nice. It's really nice to have you. And we've met and we spent a lot of time together. I spent the day following you, so I know what your life is like, at least when you're in Australia.
Yeah,
So,
super busy.
super busy. You are a busy individual, and I think that's a good way to live your life because you're always going to be distracted by something else and focused, or whatever wording you want to use.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about how and why you started in this industry? Like it's very unusual. Wow, I need to get the bug spray. But keep talking.
I've been competing now in mixed martial arts for 12 years. I started as an amateur boxer back in 2000 and the end of 2008, the beginning of 2009. And it was just, I guess, always a passion. Like I was always like a bit of a tomboy growing up. So, even like the State of Origin's on right now, and I'm like, damn it, I want to be out there watching it. But no, that's right. I actually completely lost track of the fact that it was on tonight. I knew that it was on. I was like, oh wow, it's Origin tonight. So yeah, I'm not an avid supporter, but in saying that, growing up, I would have loved to have played tackle football. And yeah, so I was always, watching the Rambo movies. I love Bruce Lee movies growing up, and just all those sorts of. But yeah, so in 2009, boxing was introduced into the Olympics for the 2012 London Olympics, and boxing for females was legalised in New South Wales. So up until 2009, females weren't allowed to compete inside the ring for boxing.
Female versus female.
No, female versus female, yeah. So, Oh, sorry. I think, so we were behind other states in that sense. So, like I was, one of the first girls, like amongst some of the first girls that started competing in New South Wales in the early days,
Trailblazer right here, ladies and gentlemen.
So, the story goes from there. Like, I mean, representing Australia in the Olympics was always a goal of mine from a young girl. And, I just thought that, when boxing was introduced into the Olympics, I thought, why not give it a crack? And, that was the original goal. But, the story's sort of gone from there. And I've transitioned over to MMA, which is also known as cage fighting. So I'm enjoying it. 12 years later, it's a tough gig, but, it's a lot of hard work.
It is a lot of hard work. So tell us a little bit about like how you live. Like, is each and every day partitioned? You have this for breakfast, and then you have to have this for brunch and the chicken, a lot of chicken breast, and you have to have this, and like how what is your your food intake, and how carefully do you watch it, and do you implement that with your children? Like how do you what do you do? Tell me your food routine.
At the moment, I'm outside of fight camp, but I'm still following a somewhat healthy diet, I would say, because I choose to eat healthy. In fight camp, especially this last camp, because I had a dietitian come on board, and it was very, very precise. I was eating specific foods at specific times based on the training sessions I had. And then obviously keeping and paying close attention to what my weight was doing. So it was gradually bringing my weight down, and come weigh-in day, I had only 1.3 kilos to actually cut in water weight. So it was as well as obviously the main focus was to ensure that I had enough energy for my training sessions, rather than depleting myself of energy while dieting for a fight. So I was actually the most this last fight camp, it was the most food I was eating through fight camp, and I was losing the weight. So it was it was an interesting approach having like a professional come on board. And because before I was sort of always eating, I guess, more like a bodybuilder when they're trying to cut weight for their competitions, and two completely different sports. The energy systems for an MMA mixed martial artist is a lot more strenuous than that of like, you know, a bodybuilder in a sense.
But you would not ever want to enter into bodybuilding. That's not a specific interest of yours. You're happy where you are.
Oh, definitely. Like, I mean, I did have an interest in, because I do like applaud them with how strict they are with their diet.
Absolutely.
It's
worth admiring.
Definitely, like what they can put their body through and, you know, deplete themselves to get like looking like that. Yeah, I fully admire the sport. You know, I don't think I'd get into I wouldn't get into bodybuilding, but maybe like body sculpting, I think it is, like the more, not the muscly one, but yeah, I don't think so. I think combat sports has got my attention.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. One of the audience members wants to know, ask how her cut went. I don't really know what that means.
Oh, my weight cut. So no, good. It was the least amount of weight I've had to cut for a fight, so 1.3 kilos. So weigh-in was 9 a.m. on the Wednesday morning. So we got up at 6 a.m. and I just I had a hot bath for 10 minutes, and then I cocooned for 10 minutes, which is where you lay down and you cover yourself up with blankets and towels. It's kind of like a sleeping bag, like a cocoon.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, well, it is. It's definitely a lot better than the days where I used to cut weight sitting in a sauna for hours upon hours. So yeah, no, the weight cut was really good. Came off. I definitely was in a lot healthier shape than my opponent. She looked like she'd had a bit of a tough cut.
Yeah. You're talking about, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so she she's known to cut. Sorry.
Go.
She's known to cut a lot of weight. Yeah, so she's known to cut a lot of weight, and I could see that from the weigh-in. She was very, very depleted. But come fight night, she was obviously re-energized and back to her normal size.
Yes. Well, this is a rude question what I'm about to ask, and I really don't mean it disrespectfully to her. It's not disrespectful to you. It's disrespectful to her. Is she completely female, or does she have an extra chromosome?
The poor thing. I know.
I know.
Like I've got. I honestly don't know. As far as I know, she's a female. But quite some time ago, she did get she did test positive for steroid use. So that was in my early MMA days. So she actually had, pretty sure it was like an 18-month suspension from using prohibited like substances. So whether or not that changes her physique and it makes her a little bit more manly, but I've got nothing no comment to say on that part. Like I do feel
maybe thought it was possible that you knew if there was an extra
I do feel for her, because I know that there's been a lot of comments made and articles and this and that, and I'd hate if even it'd be horrible on her part copying that too. So
of course. I didn't ask her maliciously, as you can tell, but so,
she's a very, very strong female, and she's
evidently. Well, I'm sort of loosely somewhat associated with Resolute TV, and you very proudly wore the banner.
I did.
Was it on your butt?
It was on my butt, on my left butt cheek.
Resolute TV belongs on a butt. It's still growing. Eventually we'll get to your boobs, but not yet.
It's probably better. There's more market area there. The real estate on my butt. There's not much on the top, so.
I know, me too. I'm like Tic Tacs on a surfboard.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to enter into that agreement with Dean McRae and support Resolute TV and likewise?
I think the feelings were very mutual. I started doing this sort of thing with Dean, interviews and that, and obviously just talking about my story and
it's a great story.
my story resonated with him, and he liked what I stood for, and I liked what he stood for, and like I said in it was the end of one of the podcast that we did, asking about now how people come on board as a sponsor and that, and I sort of I'm not about having big companies on board, as in I've never sold my soul in the 12 years I've been fighting, as in having say a company like that I don't believe in. I feel like Team Angerfist is a a solid team of people that believe in me. I believe in them. I believe in where they're going, what they're doing, and that means more to me. Like, and so it's nice to have and it's also too, I don't have that agreement where it's not corporate, like, as in I've got to do so many posts a week and this, and like they make it very impersonal, whereas all of my sponsors,
you were very good about sharing in this stream, so thanks.
I like the idea of becoming friends and supporting one another without that whole business corporate sense. And I like the team of people I have around me, and
Yes, and as part of this team, the team that I met, for those who are not aware, I followed Arlene around for a whole day. It was supposed to be 2 days, but my technology didn't work to be able to go back to the same location. So I was like, I'm going to have to deal with the Tuesday. Your Tuesdays are busy, but your Thursdays I missed, but those are busier, correct?
Yeah. So you got a taste of what my week looks like, and it's actually gotten even busier since then because I've taken on board mentoring. I've started mentoring like young teenagers in the afternoon as well, and they kind of
on what day?
Well, at the moment it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoons. But they come along with me, so it's kind of even similar to what how you just it's like I'm a mentor, so they come with me while I'm teaching class or while I'm training, or we go and do things, but they get a taste of what I do, and hopefully I can teach them things that pass on good advice, and also plant a little seed in their lives just to hopefully get them to aspire for something more than the path that they may be going down. A lot of them aren't in situations where they are really able to break the cycle that they're in. A lot of kids in foster homes, like one of the girls I was with yesterday, she's 17 and she's been in and out of foster homes her whole life. Like, it just, my heart goes out to them, and just show that, like, we live in a country that gives you so many opportunities to be able to, like, it doesn't matter if you've got nothing. Like, there's government support, there's agencies out there that can help you, and if you're willing to do the hard work, you can really make something of yourself. And that's what I'm trying to sort of do with these young girls. And I was in a sort of similar situation in my teenage years where I had gone down the wrong path, and definitely lacked direction. That's one. So the idea of being that little voice that I wish I had growing up. That would have stopped me from making a lot of the mistakes that I did make. But in the end, I'm here, so it all worked out in the end, I guess.
It's a good story, and I wish you'd talk more about, not with me, but just generally speaking. Oh my gosh. I wish you'd talk more about, like, the fact that you were a young mother, and that you really sort of overcame adversity, and that, like, I'm not saying anything bad happened between you and your ex. I'm not implying that at all, because I know that's not the case. But what I do know is that you ended up, a single parent, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to do some boxing. And then it led you to be like a world champion. Like, that's a movie story.
Yeah,
I think that's a great story.
Like, something that started off being, the goal to improve my kids' life and, be a role model for them. And mainly it was for my daughter too, because I think a lot of females lose track of the fact that they're more than just a mother when they become a mother, that they're still very much a person, and leading by example too. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong at all by people that are just solely mothers and can focus their whole life. Like, to date, my greatest achievements in my life are my children.
For sure, easily.
I know
but there's nothing wrong with more.
Well, that's it. Like, I know that they're striving for great things in their life because they've watched me strive. Like, I've shown them what it's like to work hard for something, and that not to let anybody tell you that your dreams that aren't achievable. At 26, I told people that I wanted to represent Australia at the Olympics, and I had great people that supported me, but I had a lot of people think, like, you're 26 years old, you should just be at home with your kids. But here I am 12 years later, a two-time world boxing champion and ranked number 4 in the world for MMA in my weight division, fighting on the second largest promotion in the world, and earning so much more money than you could ever imagine, like from those early days. So like it's
Absolutely.
you know, they see all of that. They've seen though that it hasn't been an easy road, that I've made a lot of sacrifices and that I've been, you know, I've had setbacks and I've had to overcome all of those. So it's, you know, lessons that they can see firsthand. And I can tell that it, you know, for the most part they've learnt the valuable lessons. I'm
Yeah, no,
still just mum at the end of the day though.
just mum and your successes, whilst they are probably proud of you, probably just go
yeah, it does go over their
on
head.
some
Like,
level, right?
yeah. Like, yeah, they still, like I said, I'm still just mum. I could be over in America about to fight the biggest fight of my life and get a phone call and they're like, where's this in the house? So yeah, they're still just
Oh,
kids.
how
But
cute.
that's what, like, yeah, I like that. They're what keep
Brings
me
you down to
grounded.
it.
That
Yeah.
100%, yeah. And then that nice little distraction from the constant thoughts of, you know, my every day is based around my fight career, like you know, when's training and you know, have I had enough sleep, or doing recovery, like everything that you saw me do. So like the kids are that nice distraction from all of that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you need that. It's like the world that I'm in. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to watch silly movies. I don't always want to talk about politics. Dear God, I can't
Yeah,
imagine anything more horrible. But
exactly.
yeah, you need a break from it all for sure.
Yeah,
I want to ask you one political question, and it's in relation to your industry or to sports, I should say, in general.
yeah,
Do you think transgendered women, so formerly men, should be
yeah,
allowed to participate in sport? Because I personally am not of that opinion. I think unless that person had hormone blockers as a teenager and essentially is female in every regard, in that
yeah,
they match a female, then yes, they can if they're transgendered in that regard. But otherwise, if they're like Hannah Mounsey, who was
yeah,
formerly a male handball Olympic athlete, now wanting to be a football athlete as a female, that's not a fair bone density. That's not a fair muscle mass. That's not a fair contrast. So I'm
yeah.
just curious what your thoughts
There
are on that.
used to be an MMA fighter, something Fox, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was a transvestite MMA fighter and
Okay,
transgender. Sorry.
I see what you
Yeah,
meant.
yeah. So I don't agree in them for the same reason too, because
Yeah, fair
like they
enough.
have male strength, but I
Yes.
think that if like for example, if Cyborg agreed to a fight with a transgender, then
If
yeah,
it's
it's up to
agreed
the
upon,
opponent.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. If it's
You're
agreed
talking about
upon,
consent.
then or they yeah. But I mean, when it comes to say like Olympic sports and stuff, like I think they should have their own like male, female, and then a separate division that allows for that. Because yeah, like if you put a normal female up against like a female that was once a male, that yeah, it's just different body compositions. Like they're going to be faster, stronger, and yeah, it's not really fair. But yeah, it's
Someone
a
just
crazy world.
yeah, it is a
Fallon
crazy one.
Fox, that's
Is
it.
that it?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, there you
Um,
go.
so, which yeah, I'm not too sure what she's doing these days. I
Never
think the
heard of her
last
until you
fight
just
that
mentioned it.
yeah, you'll have to Google. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, for sure, I will.
her last fight she actually lost against a female.
Well, there you go. That's kind of
Yeah,
cool, I
I think
suppose.
I'll have to yeah, I'll have a look actually because it's reminded me. I completely forgot about her.
Fair enough. So there's another question here. Let's have a look. Um, hang on. It was from Where is it? He wanted to know. Oh, okay. Here it is. What's the future hold for Arlene? Back to boxing because he doesn't like the he doesn't like the tangents I'm going on. Go ahead. What is next for you? Now you're
Yeah.
mentoring. So what about in the sport itself on an official level?
Well, I was trying to get on the Tim Zoo card in December. That's at Bank
What does that
West.
mean?
Oh, there's
Oh,
a
okay.
big boxing fight, yeah. But I haven't really been concentrating on boxing, so yeah, we decided that was a last minute sort of jumping in. But I tend to do that after losing a fight. I always just like want to get rematch, like a match up straight away, and that's I've made a few mistakes with dropping
Okay.
weight divisions to chase fights and this and that. But
Oh,
at the moment, I'm back in the gym training. Do a hard out little mini fight camp up until Christmas. have the week off over Christmas, New Year's, and then start fight camp for the beginning of January to fight end of February. So, yeah, back on Bellator end of February. Nothing's confirmed yet, but they know that I want to fight, and I pretty much get what I want with them. They look after me. They know the plan is to hopefully have 3 fights on Bellator next year. I want to have a strong year, get 3 good wins up, and get that shot against Cyborg again.
Yeah, wow. Cyborg was a hard contender, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. I made a few little mistakes that she capitalized on,
which
but
I wouldn't even understand. But yeah, so
yeah,
you know what you did.
Yeah. And I also too, like, I kind of I was between minds with how I wanted to start that fight. We knew that it was a 5-round fight, and that her she puts everything into the first 2 rounds, in which she did. That first round, I could hear her breathing already, because I let her get me back onto the cage, and she thought that it was a chance to finish it, and she was giving it everything in that first round. So we were trying to weather the storm for a little bit, which isn't a great way to...
Sounds like you kicked ass in that. You know that.
Yeah, but my nature in a fight is to go out there, and I should have probably put heaps of pressure on her in the first minute, and given it back to her rather than be a bit more tentative. So I was between minds with that. I probably should have just listened to myself and just gone in there and at least I would have gone out blazing rather than looking like I just got the shit beaten out of me.
Well, what bothered me was not the fight necessarily. I mean, I don't like seeing you get physically hurt, but what bothered me was seeing how swollen you were after. That really hurt my heart.
That's okay. It was,
You're used to it, I suppose.
Oh, not really. The most I've sort of, that's, there was another fight I had back in, I won that one though, but I had it was a boxing fight pretty much in the Bellator cage. So we had the small gloves, and my opponent and I just went head to head punching. And I had the 2 black eyes and my lip and everything like that. So I wasn't too bad after the Cyborg fight. Like, obviously, around my nose and eyes that are still pretty tender now. But small gloves. But it's a sport. That's what I don't. I mean, it's the risk that you take going into any competition like that. So
you would understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to maybe should I do a screen share and maybe we watch a tiny portion of the fight, or is that too hard for you right now?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, let me do that. It might not work. It doesn't always work. The screen share, not when I do it for some reason. Look, I froze. Oh no, there I am. Okay, so let's have a quick look and see. All right, so I don't even know where I fast forwarded to, but let's just.
From that bottom position, you need to be pushing on the hips. As soon as they go to posture up, start pushing on those hips and making space for them. If they're trying to strike, they're not trying to defend and control the position. In trouble early, trying to block off. Cyborg holds on. Good job of what?
Oh, I can't see anything.
You can't see anything?
No, my screen's black, but that's okay. I can hear.
No, that means it's black for everyone. Give me a sec.
Oh, okay.
No. It was good you told me that. Give me a second. Stop sharing.
I don't actually think I've watched it with commentary though.
Oh, so this is a first. All right, let me go to. Give me a second.
One of the things that I know I made a mistake on, which was obviously what I just heard the commentators talking about there, which was pushing that leg down and trying to get a half guard. But it's easy to sort of say when you've got someone on top, barrowing down with punches and elbows. So yeah. But in hindsight, it's always the way.
Well, it's just I don't know if I could be as calm as you.
Oh, that's all the mental
But I mean, you've
work.
been trained, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't like this back in the last time I lost a fight was 2017, and
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I took that loss really bad.
Can you see the screen?
Nah, it's just black again.
Okay. Interesting. So maybe that's annoying. Maybe if I try it.
Now.
Am I? Okay. That's annoying. I don't know what's up. Like the internet today where I am has not been great, and that's quite frustrating.
It's always the way when you need it too.
I know, but yeah. Oh well. So, give me a second. I'm just gonna try and get it back up. I apologize, everyone. So I'm gonna write Cyborg versus Angerfist. Enter. So tell me what it was like on the airplane. Is it really different now because of COVID? Like,
oh, it was crazy. Have you been? So
I haven't traveled. No, not since COVID.
Sydney International Airport.
Yeah.
All the designer stores. So you know Gucci, Burberry.
Yeah.
All those stores actually completely empty, as in all the stock's been taken out, obviously closed. But you know how you've got the duty free with all the perfume and all of those shelves are completely empty. They've got it all fenced off.
Really?
Only like 2 of the shops were open. Like the bookstore that's like got all the like the water and lollies and bits and pieces. But yeah, I think there's only like 10 flights leaving Australia a day, like, you know, venturing off around the world. But yeah, I think like our flight over to America only had 22 people on it. So
Really?
it was crazy. It was like something out of a movie. I was like walking up and down the aisles and, you know, had the whole 4 seats to myself. So, you know, I was able to stretch out and lay down. And yeah, it was definitely very, very strange. But even getting over to America, once we landed in LA,
tell me.
Yeah, kind of still it's very strange, like, because we got off the plane and only that we were boarding a connecting flight to go to JFK, but we could have literally landed in America and gone on our way.
Really?
Yeah, so there's no like quarantine or anything like that. The only reason, like, so we flew then to JFK and then got picked up in a private car and got driven to Connecticut, and that's when we entered what they call the fight sphere. So we got COVID tested through Bellator straight away, and then we had to quarantine in our room. So the only reason we were in fight bubble was just that's Bellator's protocol to keep us obviously safe and make sure that we're, you know, we don't have COVID.
They just thought they were doing the right
thing. Yeah. But then post-fight, once we finished fighting, we drove to New York because that was on the Friday morning. The next flight back to Australia wasn't until the Monday. So we had 3 days in New York City, and it was just we could do whatever we wanted. So,
oh, that's cool. So people can still travel right now if they needed to, or only are you allowed because you are? Can you see the screen?
I can. Yeah. There's
yes,
my butt.
Finally. There's your butt. Can you hear?
No.
Right.
So yeah, this area here, like, I wasn't in trouble at all, but I could tell that she was really squeezing and trying to use heaps of energy. So I already knew that I'd lost the round.
Oh no!
It was okay because I still had another 4 rounds, but I knew that she was using a lot of energy, which you see it all the time in fights when people are squeezing, their energy in their arms go, and yeah, so I was trying to take a little bit of sting out of those punches and that. It looks a lot worse.
It does.
Than what's happening here, but I was completely fine.
All right, well, let me fast forward a little bit. Let's go here. Okay, here's you guys punching it out.
This is the beginning of the end, I think. Beginning. Oh no, that's the end of the first round. Okay.
Wow. All right, let me fast forward it again. What do you think when you watch that back?
Yeah, like I said, there's the things that I know that I need to work on. So yeah, for me now, I just watch that fight and look at the areas that I need to improve. So there's no emotion there, as in that's when I know that I'm in a really good place mentally. Like I said, I didn't actually watch my last loss up until just recently, so I didn't watch video footage of that. It just brings back all those it had brought back all the anger and emotions that you were talking about the fight. So I only just sort of recently watched it and sort of picked up the areas there that I need to improve on. But yeah, for me to be able to watch this fight now and not have any negative emotion, all I see from that now is the areas that I need to improve moving forward. So yeah, that's where I know that I've made big progress in my mental approach to my fighting. Letting go of any bitterness and hurt or pain or anything like that, and just focus on the positives and move on from here, which makes me really excited for what's ahead.
That's really cool. I was going to ask you, what was I going to ask you? It was about, oh, okay. All right. Did you know, and I don't know if you see the irony in this, because I found it a little funny, but a little, I don't know, insulting at the same time. Do you know where your game was being featured? Like what channel?
The Comedy Channel. I know. What's actually really funny is
That's so insulting, yet like fine. Like I don't actually think it matters, but it is funny.
The funny story with that is Bellator. They announced our fight, and there were a lot of Bellator have a lot of negative comments that people write on the posts, and it was a lot of like, oh, who's the tin can that Bellator's fighting, some this and that. So a lot of comments in regards to me, like calling me a granny, or like
Can you wait a second? Sorry, apparently I'm frozen to the audience. I'm just going to refresh it. Hang on. Oh lordy. Okay, so you said that a granny. Apparently you were a granny. Keep going.
Yeah. So they're the sorts of comments that Bellator were getting in regards to the post. So I had put a post up on my on my athlete page, announcing the fight and this and that, and someone had commented and said, like, how can we watch it here in Australia? Because it is sometimes hard to be able to watch the fights here in Australia. And someone commented and was like, it'll be on the Comedy Channel. And I instantly, like, when I read the comment, I actually took offense to it, because I'm just like, oh, he was trying to say that, the fight's comical, that, it's going to be it's going to be a laugh that I'm, it's a laugh that I'm fighting Cyborg, and that it's going to. So I didn't comment, because I never comment on. I'm actually very lucky. I don't have very, very rarely ever get negative comments on my posts and that. But I make sure I don't ever comment back on negative posts either, because for all the beautiful posts I get, why should I give some time to the one negative? And that's generally what those sorts of people want, is, someone to bite back. Mm-hmm. So I just left the comment and didn't even think about it again. And then it was, again, probably a couple of weeks later, and then someone actually had screenshot and said it's on the Optus channel, and it's on the Comedy Channel, whatever number they said it was. And I was like, oh my God, it actually is on the Comedy Channel. And then, I wrote back, and I was like, on that comment, which is like, oh, I actually thought you were, having a laugh about the fight. I didn't realize that they were being serious. So good example of not taking things the wrong way, because I could have lashed out.
Oh, absolutely. And, well done you for holding out.
Well, imagine if I went and made a comment and had to go with this poor guy, and he was actually just helping. So a very, very good example of how words can be misinterpreted or read the wrong way on social media. So well,
like you can, and also you really can differentiate more often than not who is a troll and who is just a genuine person offering feedback or just saying, hey, great job. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you don't get a whole lot of crap for that. If anyone in the audience wants to ask questions, I'm happy for you guys to go to start asking questions. I can see some idiots in there as well, but that's okay. I know who that is, so it's fine. Let's have a look, see if anyone asked any questions before.
Those comments from idiots always actually interest me, because it actually
do they? No. These are people. Go ahead.
It says more, it says more about them. But anyway, if you
it does say more about them. Yeah, I'm as people come at me all the time online, they hate on me a lot, but I don't come back at them. I don't.
Well, you get it too. Obviously, politics is it's like talking about religion, isn't it? So
it kind of is.
Yeah. It brings it. Very, very touchy subject, talking about anything like that. So you're very game, and it's awesome that you still do it. Like it's.
I've been at it almost 4 years. Like usually people lose steam by this point, but I'm still going. I'm a Christian, so it's more that I want people to go back to common sense arguments. Like you agreed with me when I asked you about the transgendered women playing, and that's just because I believe male and female. I don't hate transgendered people at all. In fact, I did a video defending them, saying if you guys think it's okay to bash them up and hurt them, you're evil. Like, I don't like that. But I also don't think that but I also don't think they should be in sports. It's unfair because it's not a fair. And that's what I'm about. I'm about what I think is fair, common sense, for me, a biblical foundation. For Dean, it's not.
I agree on that too. I'm a common sense sort of person, and I'm all for everyone to be whoever they want, sexual preferences, this and that. But I'm also like, okay, it's also his and her.
Don't
like,
impose. Yes.
Yeah, but if you are like, it's all starting to there's too many little grey areas with all of it.
Too much grey.
Yeah, but I'm all for. I have nothing against anybody that wants to believe anything or be anyway or because that's the thing. We live in a free country.
We do, but how free is it? Why is Dictator Dan and what was her name, Anastasia? How did Anastasia Palaszczuk of Queensland? Not that you care or know, or maybe you care and you do know, but you don't care to comment. How did she win the election when she turned that Queensland into a communist state for a couple of? Anyway,
well, it's I'm not big on politics, but even just the idea. What
was
was it on the news tonight? Talking tonight that they're potentially opening the borders to Victorians, but not allowing Sydney-siders to go across the border.
How weird is that?
It
makes no sense. It
doesn't, considering that they were just the most COVID. Anyway, I think it's a matter of two females going head to head. They obviously,
well, Dictator Dan and Anastasia Palaszczuk are two females going head to head. That's me.
Yeah, there's obviously more to it. Anyway.
Yeah. Let's get off that topic. All right. So, I didn't want to actually go into politics with you. I actually genuinely wanted to talk about sports and stuff. It's new for me because I'm not a sporty girl. The types of sports that I was into growing up were like gymnastics and not that I did them. I was all self-taught, but like I loved watching Russia and the Americans and the Australians doing their little routines. I always loved gymnastics because I suppose I was a bit of a girly girl. But in saying that, I did enjoy the boxing when my dad used to scream at the TV. I remember the year that Evander Holyfield had his ear bitten. And I remember yes.
Yeah.
Because Mike Tyson beat Evander Holyfield's ear.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
Yeah. And I'm like, that man is not normal.
He went through such a strange stage there. Like, even
do you know about him? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've read Mike Tyson's book. He's actually got a and obviously watch heaps of documentaries and this and that. Like if you get a chance, read his Undisputed Truth book.
I think it's here because Dean has. I live with Dean. This is my bedroom. He has his, but he has bookshelves full of Mike Tyson stuff and other African Americans he super admires. And
well, he's having a charity boxing event against Roy Jones Jr. The end of this month. I'm pretty.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, so he's like 53 years old now.
Oh,
and,
still strong.
Yeah, for sure. If you you need to Google some of his pad work, but he's had a roller coaster of a life, and went through a real bad stage there, and so it's pretty cool to see him somewhat normal now, and getting back into things at 53 years old. Like that's pretty cool. Yeah,
I remember watching an interview where his ex-wife was on Oprah, and I remember thinking, wow, what an evil man. He used to beat her, he used to hurt her, but then. But then I also heard the other side of the story, and I didn't know that she was actually a little bit of a bad woman in that, like she was, well, I don't know, bad woman, I shouldn't say that, but like she was a little bit suspect.
Yeah, I think it's a like I definitely feel for these people in Hollywood. Like it's because he obviously he was also charged and pretty sure convicted of rape. Was he did jail time, didn't he?
He was convicted of rape, and I remember thinking, oh, that's a bad man, but apparently there's more to that story, and it's not just so that's the issue today with a lot of women. They just accuse men, and it's not even true.
Yeah, well, that's another topic right there, isn't it?
Yeah, which we will not get into. Does anyone have any specific questions? So how do you you have a partner, right, and you want to be are you hoping to like be a mother again? Like, is this something? Yeah. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you want to do a take 2. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to do a take 1.
Yeah. So I've got my 2 kids now, but yeah, the goal, like I said, that my biggest joys have been my children. So I can't wait to be able to have kids with my partner now. But yeah, I'm very, very lucky that he's super supportive of my career too. So it's not easy for a female to put a body through 10 months of pregnancy and then rebounding from that and get back into peak shape to compete. But that's my plan. But yeah, I mean, the goal was originally to win the world title last month and defend it early next year, and then hopefully start a little family with together late next year. But we'll see how next year rolls now. Well, I think like I said, I want to have 3 fights. 3 fights next year, and we'll see what 2022 has in store for us. But
for sure,
I'm big on having plans.
Plans are good,
but I'm also super flexible with knowing that your plans can change, and you have to be ready for whatever sort of gets thrown your way. So
for sure, I always like planning. Like right now, we're in November. I was meant to be in the US now, but because of COVID, but the fact, are you able to travel because you're an athlete?
I had to apply for a special travel exemption, and the fact that I was fighting for a world title, and I had to get documents written up by Bellator explaining what it was for, and that I was obviously.
So people really can't just travel.
Well, it's apparently every day at the airport, people, because you can still buy tickets to travel, but you need your travel exemption. So unless you have that travel exemption and that's obviously attached to your passport, a little red flag will come up when you get to the airport. And it happened even when we were in New York, flying to LA to come home. There was a whole heap of people trying to get to Jamaica. It was heaps of people, heaps of their luggage, but they hadn't any of the supporting documents. So they'd purchased their tickets, but I just remember there was probably about 10 of them. They had 4 or 5 suitcases each, so they must have been planning to head back home, and they weren't able to catch their flight or travel. So
bummer.
They obviously weren't aware of the documents that they would need, and so
sounds very tricky. How frustrating that's the new way. This seems like a relatively good question. I don't know if you mind answering it, but does the menstrual cycle help or hinder the training and aggression? And also, doesn't low body fat level stop menstruation in relation to training and being able to focus?
Okay, so I do find that coming into my the day before my period starts, I'm a little bit more emotional. So sometimes I'll notice that, I'll have a hard training session or whatever, and then burst into tears, or if it didn't go plan or whatever. And that's also a telltale sign too. If I've, maybe overtrained a little bit, I'm a bit tired and I'm a little bit emotional. But for the most part, I actually had my period in my July fight last year, and I was really, really worried that it was because it was the first time, surprisingly, in the 12 years that it had fallen on a fight, and I was worried that I wasn't going to make weight, because quite often you hear females missing weight because obviously you put a little bit of weight
you
on.
gain weight with period, right?
Yeah. So but no, my weight cut went smoothly and fine, but and I remember there was a period of time there a few years ago where I would go 4 months without having a menstrual cycle.
Oh, wow.
But I think that was back in the times where I'd overtrain. So if I was putting my body through doing too much training, or I wasn't, fueling my body properly. Whereas now, because I have everything, so well planned, making sure that I get enough sleep, I recover properly, I don't overtrain. So my cycle's been really, really to the day, every month, on track, on time, regular. So which is a good sign, I think, that obviously I'm looking not exerting my body with my diet and training. So for the most part, no, I'm all good.
No, that's good. That's a really okay, so let's have a look at more questions. What's the best diet for strength training?
Well, this is an interesting one. So up until this last fight camp, I used to just deal with my own diet. Like, I used to, to research and this and that, but I would go, was thinking that I was fueling my body properly. But then I got a dietitian on board, the fight dietitian. He specializes in combat athletes and their nutrition. So, like, as I touched base earlier with, like, obviously a diet for someone that was doing strength training, like weightlifting and this and that would be different to, like the food I need to do pad work or the food I need to do, cardio. So, like I would say, like from my own knowledge, it would be a high protein diet, high fiber. So yeah, like I eat a lot of, like, basically, like my day will look like I'll have porridge in the morning when I first wake up.
Me too. I just don't like it.
Before my first training session, and immediately after my training session in the morning, I will have 3 eggs scrambled with 2 cups of vegetables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then mid-morning I'll have a protein shake or like a piece of fruit. Lunch and dinner both consist of carbs, so like half a cup of brown rice or like sweet potato, and then I'll have green vegetables, so beans, broccoli, peas, and then I'll have protein, so whether it's fish or
this
chicken.
is every day of your life or before training, like a couple of weeks before
every day, yeah. So like even just then I I had dinner tonight, but yeah, no, I'm not on a specific diet right now, but I'm still trying to follow and maintain it. Like, so training in the afternoon, before training, I'll have 3 rice cakes with peanut butter, honey, and banana. But yeah, so it's all very, very clean. Protein.
Can I ask you a stupid question?
Yeah.
Have you ever had McDonald's?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm very. I've got. I'm not like, you can see like off anything on my Instagram, like I've still got weight on me that needs to be lost. Like I'm very much human, and I just finished 2 weeks quarantine. I've got 2 kids, so we were eating in quarantine. We ordered burgers one night.
Well done.
I think they got pizza another night. I'm not a big pizza fan though, so it wasn't a big thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we had donuts sent to us. Yeah, no, I'm very much but in saying that, I do appreciate eating good food, especially as an athlete. I feel better, and as because I am getting a little bit older too, you notice your body a lot more. So if I eat bad foods, I get bloated and I feel heavy in the stomach. It affects my training. So it's just for me, like I know that if same thing with sleep, like I want to stay up late, and my partner and I might want to watch a movie or
other extracurricular activities.
But I know that I've got to wake up early in the morning, and that my best interest is to get sleep. So
I was just being funny. All right, let's this person, I don't know if this is a rude question, but I think it's a genuine question. Do women have to abstain from sex before a fight like men do?
This is an interesting question, actually, because I remember Ronda Rousey was getting it's interesting because obviously female hormones, she answered the question and said obviously like her drive was very, very high in fight camp because her hormones and everything like that. But no, like I've never like my partner comes over to my fights with me. he's one of my cornermen and stuff, so we're in hotel. We just literally spent the last month in a hotel room together, so no.
Baby, make it a little too early.
No, we joked because we were in America for a week and a half, like 2 weeks, and then came back to Australia and had to do 2 weeks hotel quarantine together. And then like I joked and I said to all my coaches and my friends, and I'm like, by the end of the 2 weeks, we'll either be divorced or I'll be pregnant. And but I'm neither. We're neither.
No,
we just survived it.
Are you going to fight with someone named Heather Hardy?
No, she's in the weight division below me.
Oh, okay.
So Heather is so she fights with Beltran too, but she was actually a boxer that's transitioned over to MMA as well. I think she's actually gone back to boxing now. But Heather Hardy, she is a 125-pound fighter. So she fights at 57 kilos, and I fight at 66. I fight at 66 kilos.
Do you weigh 66?
Not right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I walk around.
I weigh like 63 kilos, and that I haven't been 63 kilos for a long time. So I was really happy when you have sort of a stressful year. In my case, some people eat. I don't. I don't eat when I'm stressed. Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yes, I'm actually happy about my mechanism.
No, so my walk around weight, like comfortably, I like to walk around at 70 kilos, but last fight camp, Cyborg, she walks around 79 kilos, my last opponent, so she's a big girl that cuts down. Like, to be fair, I'm actually quite light for my weight division. Like, I probably should be fighting at bantamweight, which is 61 kilos, but Bellator don't have that division, and yeah, like, I'm lucky that I'm strong for like my size, I guess, but so we'll see. Maybe I can start a bantamweight division. They'll open that up for me. That's an avenue.
I suppose so. Would you ever fight a man, or do you not believe in that? To be honest, I would. It was really funny because I wrote on Facebook something like, Arlene, Angerfist, Blencowe could beat any average Joe. And this guy that I know, that I'm friendly with, I suppose you'd say kind of online, like just people that sometimes pop up and say hello or whatever. He's known as Never Rest. And he wrote something like, just a couple of averages, she could probably beat the shit out of most men about you. And I'm like, that's a really good comment. And I thought it was completely accurate. Have you ever actually gone up against a man? And I just mean in day-to-day life and like actually won, or like?
I train with guys all the time and spar with them.
Which I've seen, yes.
On
some level.
I would fight a guy, but if it was the right fight, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm a featherweight female, 66, and I get to train with Alex Volkanovski, who's the 66 kilo UFC champion. So he's the world champion in there, and there is no way I'd even stand a chance next to him. Like, he'd rip my head off. Like, with even in sparring, he's holding back heaps and heaps, and he still has it over me because he's just. But like, obviously, if there was an average Joe that wasn't at that high level, like, quite often I'll jump into sparring sessions with guys who aren't as technical or like skilled, and definitely be able to hold my own. But back to that same topic before, a guy my size at 66 kilos, he's going to be a lot stronger than me.
Yes, well, men are stronger than women, whether feminists like to acknowledge that or not. But
yeah, and they'll punch harder, and this and that. But yes, but I don't know. I
I just thought it was an interesting question. It's not necessarily political, but it kind of is on the cusp. So I thought I'd ask. But I think it'd be really interesting seeing you like be with a man, but not a professional man. Because if you're with a professional man, that'd be dangerous for you and not fair, and you would be hurt. Sure. But if it was a guy that just said, "Hey, I reckon I can beat you up," or like I think you would easily beat him, and that would be very interesting. Would you do it if someone said it? Well, probably not.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to sort of see the reason. Like, I mean, if it was, say, a charity event for a good cause or something like that, then I wouldn't just do it for the sake of making him look like an idiot or whatever, for a laugh. And I wouldn't like to do that to somebody. But then again, if he was acting like a hero and it was.
What if they were mean? What if it was a mean person or someone who was being mean to me? Would you bash him up for me?
Well, technically, I'll get in trouble for that. But if they do in a ring or a cage, it's funny because, like, I'm obviously in a very, very violent sport, but it's it's made me more humble, and I wouldn't solve any of my issues with my fists.
No, you don't seem like
or anything like that. Yeah, like, but I mean, God, 12 years ago when I first started fighting, I would have been like, anyone gives me shit, I'd knock them out. But
did that happen?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember I was my teenage years growing up in school. My sister used to get bullied all the time, and I was forever getting into fights. And anyone looks at me the wrong way. Yeah, like I said, I was a tomboy. I was a bit of a rough little wild child. But as I've gotten older and more mature, and obviously I'm a martial artist now too. There's a lot of discipline and respect that's
you talking about in this Muay Thai?
Well, just in general. Well, in general, like the sport, it's a very humbling sport, and it makes you, you you grow as a person, the more as you grow as an athlete too. So, and they're all little things I try and teach the kids in the Muay Thai class as well.
You're very good.
Yeah.
I see your connection with the students and how sweet they are, and the little ones that sit on the side. I'm like,
yeah, I had a few tears when they watched me fight and lose.
Oh, because they love you.
Yeah, but in saying that,
that's
so to the
darling.
parents though, they'll learn more out of watching me come back even stronger after that fight. You know, you're not always going to win at life, and you know, I lost on the world stage the way I did, but you know, it's more important for me to carry myself the way that I'm carrying myself, and for me to bounce back from that. Yeah,
you're a classy lady, and I see that in you. My friend Born Nordic wants to know. Oh no, that's not the right one. This one, Arlene versus Fatty What? I don't know who that is.
You don't watch a footy show? Is he still on the footy show?
Oh, I know the people on there.
He's red hair. Yeah,
I know who you're going to. So you'd probably be able to beat that guy.
That would be pretty funny actually, to put headgear
Sam
on him
Newman.
and make it he's actually a good boxer. Yeah, like you have Fatty Vorton on the footy show with boxing gloves and headgear on. That would be pretty funny.
That's funny. And Sam Newman, I know who that is for sure. I'm assuming that's the actor. No, he's talking about the other footy. He's talking about I know who he's talking about. Wow, There's two Sam Newmans though. There's two celebrity Sam Newmans.
Who are you talking about? Who's the other Sam?
Have you ever seen Jurassic Park?
Oh no, isn't that
Is that not Sam Newman? I remember it's a different name.
No, it's not Sam Newman. It's
It's just me. I didn't even send you the link before. I'm like, where are you?
I'm trying to. Oh, now it's going to annoy me that I can't remember the guy's name. But
the Jurassic Park guy from New Zealand or Australia, wherever he's from. Yeah, I know which Sam Newman that is now. He's also from the footy show too, right?
No, someone's going to type in the name of that actor now because it's going to.
Okay, I'll do it now. I'll write it now. It's gonna annoy me as well. I'll write it here.
Yeah.
Hang on.
It's not like Kensington or something. It's like it's something like that though.
Give me a sec.
This is the thing. We were only talking about this the other day in quarantine. How the beauty of Google. Like back in the day, people would tell stories and they'd have facts on things.
Sam Neill.
What is it?
Sam Neill.
Is it?
Sam Neill. No, who were you thinking of in Jurassic Park?
The younger guy. He's also in an. Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about we're talking about two different people.
I think we are.
That doesn't really work. I was thinking of Sam Neill, who is Sam Neill in Jurassic Park is the character that the Attenborough character comes to find, and he goes, "Hey, come with me." And
I was thinking the main character in.
That is the main character. Who are you talking about?
In like one of the last Jurassic Parks.
Oh no, I'm talking about the first film. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam Worthington.
That's it.
You were thinking Worthington.
Yes.
Okay, that's what someone wrote.
I was thinking, I know it's not Kensington, Worthington. Thank you.
Sam Worthington. There we go.
I can go to sleep tonight and not be stressed. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was saying. Oh, actually, Chris Pratt's actually now I'm so confused. But yeah,
Chris Pratt is Jurassic World. Sam Worthington is an Australian actor who was in Avatar. I don't know if he was.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty cute.
Well, I was
for an Aussie,
but yeah, how much Google has saved like arguments and
absolutely. But how safe is Google? How much can we rely on them for facts? But yes, you're right, for stuff like movies and shit like that. Yeah,
100%. You Google my name and apparently I've earned millions in fighting, and I was like, okay, well, if that was the case, I probably wouldn't be working a full-time job and coaching and still doing all my little avenues. But in saying that, I'd still be doing I think I'd still be doing most of what I do. You know, obviously mentoring's a newfound passion of mine, being able to obviously help others, and coaching, like you've been there and you've
I've seen you, I've recorded you, yes. A lot of those exercises are pornographic. No, just kidding. Just that one I made a joke about,
Or the glute bridges.
Yes. No, dude, you're fit. Like, what is your body fat?
It's pretty, not high, but it's not
zero?
like No. So you've got like swimmers and gymnasts, and I think they're like 4% body fat or something. But no, mine's in the healthy range, especially for a female of my age. So like it's very important that I don't walk around with like I've still definitely got body fat on me. I've definitely got a layer on my stomach at the moment. My abs didn't last very long at all.
Look at that.
That's just conditioning. That's not fat. Just need to do some tricep dips.
Yes, well, liposuction would be easier, but no kidding.
Oh, gosh.
no, I can do about 10 push-ups a day. That's about all I can do at the moment, which is better than the average girl. 100%. And I don't do push-ups by the knee from the knees either.
Oh yeah, good job.
On purpose, so that's as tough as I am, which is not very much. Well, if no one has any more questions, I'm gonna let Arlene go.
And watch the footy.
Yeah, so she can watch the footy, and I think she deserves it. It's been a really interesting chat. I actually had so many positive comments, only one negative comment. Everyone else on Facebook in particular was like, "Oh my gosh, Arlene, you're gonna have Arlene on your channel?" Oh, and like a lot of people would be tagging other people to watch it, and I'm like, "Oh, how sweet! Like you have
awesome."
You
well,
have
thank you to all those
audience.
people. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you all, and if you want to follow me, I have my athlete page, the Aussie Girl Angerfist, and Instagram, the Aussie Girl Angerfist. So yeah,
I have
follow me.
I've added the Instagram. I didn't know you had more pages, but I added the Instagram, so that's cool. Just one last question before you go from No Lives Matter. All lives matter, no lives. But
movie.
What's your favorite Bond film?
What's the one?
What is it with all these bugs? Sorry, keep going.
Where it crashes in, they're in Venice and the building collapses and they're going, yeah, it's really sad.
Is it a Pierce Brosnan film? Is it a Sean Connery film?
It is the, now I'm the worst with actors. It's the...
Evidently. Hang on, let me look it up.
It's the most recent one.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about Rachel Weisz's husband. What's his name?
Oh, gosh.
Hang on. This is bad. We're both pretty bad at this.
Oh, yeah. That's because this is why we Google everything.
Exactly. Yeah, we've become lazy. We're losing our...
Yeah. Craig, Daniel Craig.
There you go. Okay, so one of his ones. Is it with the Spanish villain or...
it's the one where the building in Venice collapses in the water and his girlfriend dies in it.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't seen it.
I'm assuming whoever just asked that Bond question knows all the Bond movies.
Yes, so they'll know.
Yeah, well, that one, I guess.
Right,
I'm not going to have a favourite, but I guess because it's the only one I really remember. Although I grew up watching Bond movies, I remember.
Same. Yeah, I just don't really remember them anymore.
Yeah, I think. Oh, there we go. I might have to. Which is really sad, actually.
I should do a marathon. Yeah, that is sad that he passed away. Yeah. Oh, his brother is the villain. I don't know what they're talking. Raw Combat International. I don't know what they're talking about.
No.
But But anyway, guys, we're wrapping up now. So thank you so much, Arlene. Thank you so much for coming on my show. It's highly appreciated. You're fantastic. And God bless everyone. And I'll be back next Wednesday. Bye, everyone.
Guys. Bye.
Bye. Just leave studio if you want to.